well, I'm curious if anyone here, virtually, I mean, Mike and Zach, if you guys could possibly loan $3,600 for Taylor Swift tickets.
Oh, I was wondering where you were going with this.
Yeah.
You're talking loans. I mean, I'll absolutely loan you the money. However, I do charge loan shark interest rates, and I do have ball peen hammers. So, I mean, I will break your wrists. Just saying.
That's a pretty high collateral.
Well,
but look, there are some people out there that I think would be willing to sacrifice mobility to see Taylor Swift. I think we're at that point.
Look, if I was a man of lower moral statute, I would make people do things for my $3,600.
So, just for the uninitiated, Taylor Swift's doing her Eras tour, and she'll be coming through our neck of the woods to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts this coming weekend. So that's May 19th through the 21st. And it, much like pretty much every other Eras show on this tour, it's a complete shit show nightmare to try to get tickets, to find tickets for a reasonable price. And that town of Foxborough is going to be shut down this weekend. There's
oh, totally.
Yeah, this doesn't even happen for football games, for Super Bowls. And there's been a lot of high profile acts that have come through and performed at Gillette Stadium, but we're talking about like a scheduled apocalypse happening this weekend for Taylor.
I've never seen anything like it. As far as
it's a Swift apocalypse. No, there's no good way for that one.
A tapocalypse.
Okay.
A Swiftatastrophe.
A Swiftatrophe.
Ooh, that, sir. Is
okay.
Good.
I'll take it. A Swiftatrophe. Well, that's what we're. And by we, I don't. Do I want to lump myself in as part of this?
Yeah, you fucking loser.
Part of the Swifties.
No, by proxy, I have truly made your life miserable over the last few weeks while I seriously miscalculated. Knowing it would be expensive, resell and
oh my god,
other venues. There's clearly people are paying. It's not even a scalper problem. Swifties are selling and buying their own tickets and willing to spend up to $3,000.
I mean, it's kind of like almost like the rush on like GameStop stocks. Like they know it's an artificial bubble, but they know that they can ride it until the last person like doesn't buy, and then the one person's holding the bag. But everybody else is making money off of this.
I'm very happy that we have the female perspective here on the show, because I would be, were she not here, I would be goofing all over this, but there would be no perspective to be had. And there is some perspective to be had, because Beck has been paying attention to.
I've been watching it closely for each weekend. I follow what StubHub's doing a week out from the show as it gets closer. And with every show that passes, the demand, like, because people are flying from all over, the demand is, or I'm sorry, the amount of tickets left to see her in any state is lower and lower. Therefore, every day that gets closer to a show, tickets just keep getting more and more expensive. Usually there's a little bit of a come down the week of a show. Nope. This has been something I've never seen. Now, this is my karma. I used to dabble in the resale market where I would buy tickets to shows that I know are going to do well, because I enjoy the fight of sitting online at a specific time and just winning and getting tickets and then making money off them. And
so you're a scalper.
Sure, if you want to be that harsh.
So that's why she's a soulless wretch of a human. Got it.
You're a dirty scalper, Becky.
I'd like to say that I'm giving tickets or giving an opportunity to people who otherwise had no ability to go to the show. You know, it was sold out. I gave them what they wanted.
I have a burning question for you. Would you say that Karma is your boyfriend?
I know. Karma is a cat.
Yeah. So very quickly before I forget, someone who I hope one day will be charging $1,800 per ticket to see him perform is Jason Wiscarson from Air to Madness, who we'll be talking to later in this installment of Hardly Focused. So stick around for that. It's going to be a good interview. But yeah, I will be helping Becky over the next few days refreshing my Ticketmaster app to see if tickets become available, I guess, for any price. Now, I was under the impression that I only had to do it today. So
here's the thing. There's no rhyme or reason for it. I've spent a lot of time on Swift Talk, and Ticketmaster has been quietly releasing whatever they held back, a very, very, very small amount of tickets. In other cities, it had been the Tuesday, Wednesday, randomly leading up to the show, but now I'm finding it's really any time throughout the week up until right at showtime, right when Taylor takes the stage. So if we just sit and refresh like we're a bot, there could be an opportunity that randomly tickets just are there. And so I have decided to dedicate the entire week to just refreshing a screen while I do everything else I need to do. Working, eating.
She hasn't been doing anything. She hasn't been working.
No, it's taken over.
She hasn't been sleeping.
That's true.
She has been wiggling her mouse on her computer just to.
That is not true.
Okay.
These are jokes.
Okay.
But I've spent a lot of time multitasking.
I was just thinking, like, we go live to Becky with the minute by minute what's happening on Swift Talk. Becky.
I hate how I can't have TikTok and Ticketmaster open because you can't even be on the Ticketmaster app. Your best chance is to be, so they say on Swift Talk, using data, not Wi-Fi, on the mobile browser, not the app of Ticketmaster, because it allows you to refresh without kicking you back.
Oh, wow.
So I can't watch
the
tips on social media at the same time as I sit and just keep refreshing for something. I don't even know if it will drop, but this is where it's at.
Zach, I'll throw this one over to you first, but then I'll toss it to Mike. Would you? Well, first, Zach, are you a Taylor Swift fan?
No.
But you respect.
Really.
Can you respect the hustle at least?
I mean, like, if it's on, I'm not gonna pitch a fit or anything. Like, she makes good music. Like, it's just, I have a weird thing with music that's super accessible anyways. Like, I like, if I hear it all the time, I get bored. Especially, it has to be a certain kind of pop music to really get me. So,
okay.
But
well, maybe you would enjoy Folklore, which was not extremely poppy, though very accessible. There was some sleepers on there that maybe you'd really enjoy.
Folklore was the
best album aside from The Devil and God Are Raging Inside Me. I think it's my number 2 favorite album all time.
Folklore was the surprise pandemic album that she did in 2020. Just kind of came out of nowhere and very, very clearly sounds like it's the product of the pandemic. But the media is equating, especially after last weekend's show in Philadelphia, they are equating Taylor Swift to the Beatles in terms of fan response and just the lengths that people are going to be within the general vicinity of this woman's presence. Zach, would you agree with that based on your familiarity with her?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, I think one of the biggest appeals, especially just if you follow her career, is there's a huge sense of parasocial relationship that she has with her fans, where I feel like her fans specifically really do feel like they've been best friends with her for years, and it's like they're like, oh no, we gotta go see Taylor, and except it's like, you know, 500,000 people all having the same exact thought at the same exact time. It's a wonder to see, just taking a step back just from Taylor Swift, looking at fandoms in general, just to see like how this ends up happening. But it definitely has some sway over a large segment of the population.
Mike, would you agree?
I'd say that with the Swifties, I mean, she is one step below like Scientology as a religion, less damaging to your soul and almost as damaging to your pocketbook, based on Ticketmaster. But the loyalty and the fervor that she's able to grab people, it is almost to the point of a cult. That's why I'm putting that word out there. Like you've got Swifties. I mean, it's like Queen Bee. Like if you had both of them on a tour, I mean, the world would explode.
Beyonce is on tour.
On the same tour.
Oh,
on the same tour. I mean,
oh yeah,
we'd be shutting. I mean, I'm jokingly saying that Foxborough is going to shut down. Now, Foxborough is a small town that just happens to have a massive football stadium in it.
It becomes, was it the third largest city in New England whenever there's an event?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Otherwise, it's the 250th largest.
Yeah, with that 4-lane road that will take you right to the stadium. But yeah, if you get Beyonce and Taylor playing together, well, then you're just going to shut down the whole state at that point.
What I don't understand is when this happened.
The power grid.
Yeah, the power grid. Yeah. When did this happen? Now, do you agree, Beck, that it's a cult?
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's infuriating. The entitlement. Okay, it's been very interesting. I've been telling Jack a lot about this, so sorry.
I've learned a lot, and I was already like a casual Taylor fan, not like to the degree of anyone else I know, but like I'm learning something new every day about just how insane this whole thing is.
I mean, she says something, it carries weight.
Yeah,
like millions. She says something, millions of people will instantly do that thing, or they find out information on this thing she's talking about.
She also has the ability, anything that comes out of her mouth, she has that circle, right? Like if she says, it's like the power that Oprah had with her book club, where if Taylor says that she likes something, then whatever that
like
thing,
coffee ice cream is shot up to the third most popular ice cream, just behind chocolate and vanilla.
Not even. Yeah. If Taylor talks in code, alluding through a riddle to something she doesn't like, she could truly cause this person extreme harm.
Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't even have to come out and say anything. She can just dance around.
Imagine she was just sitting on, some sort of first-person shooter stream and just started swatting thousands of people. Massive swatting in 800 different cities.
Taylor Swift triggers a genocide, all because she was playing Call of Duty.
See, I was thinking, like, if you could somehow trap a Taylor Swift fan and a Beyonce fan in like some sort of contraption so you could harness their energy, it'd be like a perpetual motion machine. Just say, hey, which one's better? And then close it.
It's like creating cold fusion. That's like the perfect combination. Like if we could only do it, we would solve our world's energy problems forever.
Well, going back to just the power that she has and how absolutely frightening her fans are too. So here's a great example. Beck, was this in Philadelphia where this happened with the security guard?
Oh yeah.
So last weekend in Philadelphia, I guess the security guard was just being a dick to someone right in front of the stage, and it got Taylor's attention. And here's audio of this while she's performing Bad Blood, yelling at the security guard.
Do you
you are going to hear Gillette sing that version this weekend. It is circulated so fast. I was watching the show live on TikTok because I've been watching the shows live every weekend. And I mean, the fervor of how fast it started spreading around from everyone else that was watching live.
How is she yelling and singing at the same time?
Magic. She's a wizard.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
It's
I'd like to not get swatted tonight.
there is a code of so Swift Talk. There's so many videos of. So they're like 5 versions of these songs you need to know if you're gonna go to Eras Tour, and there's this elitist group that. But like this is it. So in between this song, you say these words at this time. You do this timed clap, and people will point out if you're not a true Swiftie, which I mean, I find this absolutely infuriating. I mean, everybody
is
like
this kind of like trying to like be like a 33rd degree like Mason, like if you don't know the secret handshake and like the code words, like is it that deep?
Yeah, I think it just
like,
it makes people feel like they're more
to like the thunder god. Like what the?
I think people just need a reason to feel that they're closer to Taylor by knowing this code, which I personally think Taylor goes home and laughs at this. I don't think. I think. Like,
I mean, she's a
Taylor,
billionaire, so I'm sure she's enjoying it.
No. Taylor Swift Incorporated loves it. I think she is like, oh my god, these annoying clowns. But you know, I can. The biggest thing for me, it's going to be interesting this weekend. I could not believe that almost each night at the Phillies show, 20,000 people who didn't have tickets stood outside watching the show on their phone while listening to her outside the venue. I mean, it looks like a true second concert out there. And people, social media this time around, unlike, I think it's really just, it's TikTok, but they've figured out how to come together, even though tickets are extremely inaccessible, and have a shared experience when they can't get tickets.
Yeah. And Mike, from our own experience, just working concerts at Gillette Stadium, the sound is good outside the stadium.
You can just go. I mean, it's going to be tough actually finding a parking spot because there's going to be so many people that are trying to get a spot close to the stadium that don't have tickets, so they can just park out there, do a basically tailgate.
Well, so
and
this
get a concert for
Philly,
basically free, relatively speaking.
The Philly situation sparked a whole bunch of researchers. There's people who truly just sit and get views researching the logistics of how to get in to each Taylor Swift show the easiest way.
These people are all
I thought
rich.
You were talking about like sociologists like research, not like Swifties research.
I don't know what degrees these people
I wouldn't doubt that if you actually said that for a fact. Like, oh, there was actually researchers from Cornell researching the social dynamics of this event.
Oh no, there's data, like people who have legit like degrees in whatever data management that have been watching this and also giving their perspective. Everybody, there's just people who like, I work at Patriot Place, so I know how this goes. There's a different degree of experts weighing in on it. But so Gillette has had to, I think Philly really scared everybody, the amount of people that were willing to show up and do that.
How many weeks ago was Philly?
Well, it was this weekend. It was
this
a couple
weekend.
days
So
ago.
it's not like you've had weeks to analyze the data. Like it is still coming in hot.
Yeah, I didn't see personally the sea of people I saw in the parking lot without a ticket. So Gillette, I think, has said that you're not going to be allowed to come anywhere near the stadium unless every single person in the car has a ticket, and they're going to be checking because they can't handle this. So I was saying to Jack, because look, I don't know that I really would do it, but it has been a lot of
checking trunks.
Well, a lot of people are refreshing Ticketmaster up until the minute Taylor takes the stage. So a lot of people are showing up with the hopes that they're going to be able to get the ticket, but you have to be near the venue if you're going to get in there in that moment. So a lot of people are showing up with this hope, and if not, they're going home with a cool experience because you can buy merch, her special merch that is now like trading like gold online. I mean,
Is it trading like Beanie Babies? Like it's way artificial.
It has totally created its own speculative market. Yeah.
Oh, it's wild to the point. So I guess all her merch, she buys, or her quantity is for the weekend, not for the individual show. So people are like, I need to go to the Friday show because I'm not going to be able to get that special sweatshirt on Sunday because she is selling out of all. So
they're going to the Friday show to get their merch, and then actually because they have a ticket to Sunday show, they're going back on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. Or people are just showing up to get that merch, and then whether they're reselling it or they just want it. I mean, I get it. It is something
reselling. I don't know anybody on this show that would be reselling things that they bought for a higher price.
I've also bought $100 t-shirts that for the Pearl Jam show at Fenway that I didn't buy the t-shirt in the moment, and then later was like, crap, I'm gonna buy it secondhand. So I've done it both ways, but it's been funny because in Philly, all the Swifties were like, let's come together. They were figuring out how to all hang out together, where now it's completely flipped, and all the Swifties are saying, don't go to Gillette unless you have a ticket. There's only one way in and one way out of Route 1. I do think they're going to have to be strict. I think it was a huge security concern. I mean, you have no idea how many people are actually going to show up, and are they going to be able to handle that?
Now, I know that for game days, I believe capacity is 68,000. Is that correct? What is the capacity for a Taylor show?
Very good question. I'm going to Google it right now.
Because I mean, obviously, it matters with the amount of GA tickets on the floor. Is it GA on the floor?
They have
it seated.
No, it's seated.
Okay, so you can't GA it. Okay,
according
watch bits. What the hell?
According to Channel 5, 4 days ago, each show will draw 55,000 fans.
Only I thought there was interesting.
So they block off the back section.
The end of this, yeah,
but
you're right,
they're dropping. So that's what they found. There's so many people who just want to go that they're willing to sit in the parking lot for $49. I think Ticketmaster's been opening up sections with, you're not gonna. Taylor does have the long runway, so and she performs most of it in the middle, not the actual true stage, so that she is viewable. But there's an obstructed view. I think they've decided to open up sections
Rocket
that
make another $100 grand by selling $50 tickets. I can't see shit.
Totally. And you know what? If that happened, if I was so lucky to get a $49 ticket and just stare at the back of the stage,
I mean, the thing is, for that amount, for a Taylor Swift concert where you're experiencing it's a live concert as opposed to just sitting in your room with like really good headphones. Like physically feeling the music does make a difference.
It does. And the reason why I'm so hyped about it is I did go to Reputation tour. I did like the Reputation album, but I really just kind of went because it was very accessible to go at that time, and it was something to do. And oh my God, I paid. I was looking to see what I actually paid, and I bought 4 tickets for $100. I had no problem buying it, and then I sold them for a little bit more money to buy club seats that were going below what I had originally spent on those 4 tickets. So I had great seats, and when I actually sat there and showed up, I was kind of like laughing a bit, like, oh, let's see what this is all about. I could not believe the show she put on. I like truly was like, oh my God, this woman's incredible. Now I get it. And my sister felt the same way. She just went because I just needed her to tag along. She became a Swiftie that night.
The venue that she played at in Philadelphia last weekend, by the way, I mean, that's in downtown Philadelphia. So it's a lot easier for 20,000 people to show up and just, flood downtown.
Hey, we're here. Shit.
Do you think that's why they broke the trains?
Well, yeah. Up here?
Thank you.
Did you see that?
I did. Yeah. So
they said that they were going to be able to be running though.
Oh, did they? Okay.
They said, yeah, it's not going to affect it. Is what they.
Oh, not the article I saw.
Well, they had to.
Oh, they lying. Okay.
Well, they're trying to assuage, however you pronounce that word, concerns here. Sausage.
A sausage.
We're trying to calm people down because there's going to be a lot of young women with pitchforks, burning pitchforks, not really directed at anybody, just holding them in general, but raging because they won't be able to take their trains to get to Gillette. Gillette's not easily accessible by comparison. Oh, and that's what I love when the big venues that we have here in Massachusetts, besides the Garden and Fenway, are not actually in Boston. So when you say you're playing in Boston, no, fam, you're playing in Mansfield.
And I gotta say, I always appreciate a band when it's like, instead of like, hey, Boston, and like, hey, Mansfield, they're like, hey, we know where we are.
Yeah. You're in a town
hey, Massachusetts, like that's half a cop out there, buddy, but I'll take it.
Yeah, now imagine Taylor playing at like Xfinity Center at Great Woods and the people trying to camp outside of that place.
Oh my God, they would flip a shit.
The Foxborough show, though, so Gillette was the first stadium to believe in Taylor and give her a stadium
First
venue.
stadium to believe in Taylor.
I know. Well, it's the first stadium she ever did.
Was it just so happened to be like the first stop, or was it like she was doing a tour and this was in the middle of the tour and it was like, hey, Gillette's willing to book me?
Correct. That's how it went. So
okay,
she always
okay.
has she does a special nod to Foxborough. It's supposed to be one, if not the favorite place for her to perform. But she always makes it a little bit more special. She has an affection for it. And this
Does
is her.
she have a secret meaning when she's playing different songs there now?
Yes. People know the secret song she's going to play because, the Gillette is a whole thing for Taylor and her fans. And so this is going to be her 13th time this weekend playing Gillette. And because 13 is her favorite number, there are people who wanted to go this show.
Which night is the 13th show? Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's also the last show of the Gillette package, right?
Yep.
But that's out of the mix for Becky and I, so.
Well, yeah. We'll see.
But what you're saying is normally Sunday is okay, maybe Sunday it's a Sunday. I'm not going to get as much.
Sunday she added it
most
late. So that was her, she announced the 2 shows. Tickets obviously sold out before they even went on sale. She added the 3rd show and
she had to have known that was going to happen.
Now there's no tickets available right now unless it's on the secondary market, correct?
Correct. And the cheapest one for one ticket on the secondary market right now, I was just checking, is about $1,500.
God damn.
And that's with an obstructed view.
So here's a question for you. You would love to go to the Sunday show, right?
Well, me and Jack have Blink-182 tickets Sunday, which were hard to get.
Yeah, equally challenging for some reason.
I would be fine with Friday or Saturday. I'm not picky, but sure.
Okay. Oh, I'm just saying, unlike the rest of us on this show, you have something valuable that you can sell.
I've been thinking about it. We did bring this up a few weeks ago, and I was like, what am I willing to do?
And people are like, oh, she's going to sell her body. No, I literally mean just her eggs. She can get so much money. Just
Mike, I told you, I'm too old.
You don't
lie on the slip. You're fine.
Look, there's a market for everything, Rebecca. You know this.
My old eggs.
Yes.
Okay, fine. You can get down to feet pics. You can get down to dirty underwear. Like, come on.
I know.
So you can people sell their pee too. Like, sell your pee. There you go.
Yeah. Twitch streamers.
I'm joking, but I'm actually not joking. It's.
Oh, those lady Twitch streamers, especially.
People will buy anything.
Yeah.
Really, they will.
Yeah.
I say people, but men. But realistically, men. Men will buy anything.
Anna Marth, whatever her fucking name is.
Oh, that bitch. Oh, she keeps getting banned from Twitter.
Hey, but you know what?
I'm sorry, Twitch,
from
not Twitter, Twitch. My God, that chick is the master of the MySpace angles in 2023.
Hey, work it.
Oh, she is disgusting. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to sound misogynistic, but
you are. But that's okay.
Yeah, she is just disgusting. But yeah,
But if I had that ability, I'd be selling my body for millions a year.
Well,
absolutely.
Is she the one selling used bathwater?
I believe so.
Yeah.
But you have to be a hot girl with a presence. I feel like I had weeks to build an audience. I don't think anyone would just blindly buy my pee. Like nobody really know. I haven't dabbled in that.
Have you met men?
Took the words right out of my mouth, Zach.
I mean, the demand may not be as wide as other avenues, but it's there.
Yeah, I feel like I had to differentiate myself, and I didn't know what that unique factor was going to be in this, this last minute scramble. But I was already looking at Pittsburgh tickets. I mean,
did you travel to Pittsburgh?
Oh, yeah, if it worked for the weekend, sure.
Yeah. That was one thing I was always impressed about you so many years ago, was that you would buy tickets for shows on the complete opposite side of the country.
Oh, yeah, no, I would just go. Sometimes it made more financial sense to go to a quote unquote middle of the nowhere town and see a show.
Yeah.
And for those people that don't understand that, a sports reference would be when you go to a Red Sox game at the Tampa Bay Rays, for the entire weekend with hotel and airfare and food is the same as going to one Red Sox game.
That's fucking
in
sad.
Fenway.
That is sad.
And
that is sad.
So the Tampa Bay show was, I think,
oddly enough, Tampa Bay.
It was her, and it was literally Tampa Bay. It was her second weekend, and the secondary market was around 500. I think it did that the night of the show I was watching. It was like 300 to 400. You could get a ticket, and I was like, "Oh no, we'll be able to do better." And I completely underestimated. I regret not being in Tampa and going to a show there. I didn't realize that every show she checks off her list, there's less shows available, and there's still a huge demand of people who want to see her.
We were in Tampa at the wrong time.
I would have gone back. It would have been it would have been so much cheaper than $1,500 to go down the street.
Yeah. But that requires also having to go to Tampa. So
it was an hour away. I had a place to stay. I would have been able to easily do it.
Oh, I know. It's just more of a dig on Tampa itself.
Fuck you, Tampa. Ah.
Zach, what is the most that you're willing to pay for a concert, or the most that you have paid for a concert?
What, The Who?
I paid a lot of money to see The Who. It was a good show. At the time, it was the most expensive show I had ever purchased tickets for.
I can't remember how much it was, and I don't even know if you guys are going to know this person by name. But
this is some very obscure stuff, guys. Okay, I just want to say.
Oh no, not super obscure, but like I actually saw Mandy Patinkin do a one man show in person. I forget what theater it was. It was somewhere in
Mandy
New
Patinkin.
Haven,
You say that you're not sure that we understand that you killed my father. Prepare to die. Excuse me, sir. You keep saying that word. I don't think you understand what it means.
The great Jason Gideon from Criminal Minds.
Yes.
And
yes.
he also married Lisa Simpson in that episode where they go to the way off future of the year 2010. You paid a lot of money to see Mandy Patinkin?
It was a one-man show, right?
It was worth it. Especially for a theater head. It's the equivalent of being able to see like Bernadette Peters.
Oh, okay.
Like it's up there. So I just felt
and Jack's like, who's Bernadette? Bernadette from the Big Bang Theory? You're like, no.
I know Bernadette Peters. There's a video. I love Mandy Patinkin because he comes across
Patinkin
in all of his like movie roles. He comes across as such like a gruff, like badass, like someone you just don't want to fuck with. And in reality, the guy is just he's like a Jewish grandmother. I think that's the best way to describe him. There's this video, if I can cue it up here, there's this video from Good Day New York from 10 years ago where he's being interviewed about whatever show he was on at the time. And one of the interviewers has to step away because he gets the word that his wife has gone into labor, and Mandy Patinkin has like the best reaction to it.
We've been talking straight through commercial break. We're back with Mandy Patinkin. You know, you can't do everything in 24 hours in one day. How do you decide? You have so many loves. We were talking about Yiddish theater, which you've played such a major part in reviving, in New York. The theater itself, some of the classic songs, cabaret. How do you figure out what to do when?
I do what my wife tells me to do.
You're a good husband. You're a good husband.
Yeah, no, scheduling is it's not a big deal. It works out. I've been doing it for years, and they all feed each other. The concert world is sort of the easiest thing because you can figure out a window when you're going to do it and order them up like a Sunday and work around family events and holidays and things. So it's not so hard.
Did you ever take your son to a Broadway show?
Oh, all the time. We took them when they were little kids from the get-go, and they go.
Any funny experiences with taking your son to a...
There was one not that long ago. It was actually during the first season of Homeland, though. I was sitting with Gideon, who's now 26, and a guy, very fancy guy, he acted very full of himself, like he was Mr. Rich.
Wait, Mandy, hold that story. Wait.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
He's going. His wife is in labor.
Oh, my God, how thrilling.
He's going to have a baby.
Mazel tov.
All right, Dave, call us when the baby...
Oh, my God, that's so thrilling.
You know what? I'm happy that his wife is in labor, and I'm happy that you and I can continue
Is this
talking.
his first kid?
His first kid.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
That is the most exciting thing I've ever had happen. Oh, my God.
Yeah, he got the email. He's like, you need to come to the hospital right now.
Oh,
so,
how thrilling.
Isn't that great?
Oh, my God.
I know.
To hell with me.
No.
Let's cut away to the hospital.
No, they're not.
Yeah, he's a national treasure. It was amazing to actually see him in person. He is a very passionate actor. If you have never seen him in any like actual Broadway productions, you need to see Sunday in the Park with George. Is like hands down my favorite Sondheim show of all time, surpassing Into the Woods. But like he's amazing. That doesn't matter what he's in.
Yeah. Oh, he's great. Yeah. I'm always fascinated by when he left Criminal Minds because he didn't realize it was the show that it ended up becoming, and he just left. He just disappeared. He just stopped showing up for work. Because he loathes violence on television, and he's like really true to the kind of person that you see in this interview right here. He's not Jason Gideon in real life.
Yeah, like the story arc for his characters too in that show are like really, really dark compared to who he is as a person.
Yeah, but no, he is great. But it was a good show, Zach. It was worth the money.
Oh, it was totally worth the money. And it was just it's different. It was just different being there and then just seeing like this older crowd just kind of go crazy for Mandy Patinkin. And then there's just like me and Alicia were just sitting there just like, Mandy!
He's calling him Mandel. That's how into it Zach is. He's calling him by his real name. Now, who would win in a cage match? Taylor Swift or Mandy Patinkin?
1v1 Thunderdome style?
Yes.
In his or currently or in his like prime?
I mean, he is pretty well built for a man of his age. He takes care of himself. Inigo Montoya versus whatever it is he's doing now. I mean, there's really no difference besides some gray hair and wrinkles.
I mean, honestly, the Swifties would definitely take him out of the kneecaps before he even had a chance to step into the ring.
They would virtually assassinate.
When we were talking earlier about that security guard that Taylor was calling out, so not only now does Bad Blood have to be sung in a certain way, but also, like, now we were joking about swatting, but I'm pretty sure the Swifties have actually hunted down who the security guard is because he effectively pissed off Taylor.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good thing he's a security guard.
Well, now, Beck, what happened with the fan? The fan ended up getting, like, free tickets for the following night's show, right?
Yeah, supposedly. I mean, she had her moment on TikTok. You know, she's got the audience now. I don't know. I think she said every time she touched the railing, which you're not supposed to, he freaked out. But I don't think she really cared in that moment. She was just so hyped because Taylor was right there speaking to her in that moment. And then after, when they took out that guard, she got free tickets to another show, her and her party.
Damn.
So much for being sold out, huh? She got extra tickets.
See, that's the thing. And if her friends don't show up, she might drop them on Ticketmaster. So that's why we sit and we stay awake all night. We're going to do this in shifts. And
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
We're going to refresh. And if I get one, Jack, you could make some money off this weekend though, Jack. If I get one solo ticket, I'm going to need a ride in and a ride out. I will pay you.
Well, okay. So there's a Qdoba there.
You're not going to be able to go in. You're going to truly have to
that's the
get
problem.
in and go hang out a couple
miles.
away.
Miles away, yeah. Okay.
You can read a book in the parking lot. I will leave a little bit before the last song.
It's not going to matter.
Yeah, no, I really won't.
I did. When I went to Reputation, it was sold out, but it wasn't like this. I left right as the last song was on, and I ran. And I got out in like no time.
Reputation came out in what, 2015?
No, it came out in 2017, but the show was in 2018.
Okay, my mistake. Wait, when did Lover come out?
2019. And then she was going to have that Lover Fest where she was only going to do 4 shows, 2 in the West Coast, 2 in the East Coast. And then COVID took those shows. Was there a 4-year gap between 1989 and Reputation? Something like
I feel like Reputation.
I think it was
came out sooner.
2014 and then Reputation was 2017.
Okay.
So maybe 3 years.
Yeah, okay. All right, never mind. I was thinking that 10 years ago the demand would not be as big as it is now.
I just can't believe that Lover was the album that really took us to the refuge. I mean, it was a good album, but I just don't know how in 2000, it was very easy, I felt, to get tickets in 2018 to where we are now.
You want to hear how someone just made money on Boston.com? Someone made money doing this, writing this article. This is about the train disruption from earlier today that has got New England Swifties in a panic. They write, service disruptions are an everyday hazard on the MBTA, as regular commuters know all too well.
The 10-minute version.
Yeah, they really should have put in parentheses 10-minute version afterwards. That would be worth reading. But after a truck crash temporarily halted service on the MBTA commuter rail's Foxborough line days before Taylor Swift's highly anticipated Gillette Stadium concerts, Swifties were briefly seeing red. While trains to and from Foxborough were canceled through the end of Monday, it appears that the MBTA was able to shake it off, getting regular service back up and running by Tuesday morning.
Now, this sounds awful, but for a second, I was thinking, okay, if we cut the line, if we cut the bridge between, Boston and Foxborough, there's going to be maybe a small population who truly have no other way to get there. They're going to have to give up their tickets. Maybe they're willing to sell for like $800. And you know what? They'll pay half their rent.
Over here trying to figure out siege tactics.
Yeah, I'm like,
okay, if we block transportation to this area.
Hold on. Let's stack rank conspiracies, all right? The Warren Commission, the 9/11 Commission, Taylor Swift fans.
Yeah.
I mean, it's on that level.
It's not a conspiracy. It's reality for Taylor Swift fans.
Well, there's a lot of effort being put into this. A staggering amount of effort. And Rebecca, I wish you well, and I wish you the best of luck as you try to pull this off this weekend. And there's a chance I will see you in Foxborough.
Look, I might just spend $1,600. I mean,
do you have $1,600? I don't even have $6. So
I have $1,600. There's a lot better. There's a lot smarter choices I could make with that $1,600.
What if your dog's legs break again?
I guess he's not going to go be walking around anytime soon.
It literally, I paid out of pocket the $1,600 because he has insurance, who paid the $10,000, but it was the equivalent. That copay, whatever, was the equivalent of a Taylor Swift.
A single Taylor Swift ticket.
A single Taylor Swift ticket.
I have a medical bill for my hand that is the same price as a Taylor Swift ticket. This is America. This is what we have to worry about right now.
This is America. Guns in your area.
Just open up another credit card, whatever.
Okay. That sounds like the American thing to do. Okay.